All right, so free response for your B version. We got to multiply out two binomials, so we need to use a window pane to do that. 5 square root of x and 3 negative 2 square root of x. So 5 times 3 is 15. That's going to be 3 square root of x. Outside times outside, so 5 times negative 2 is negative 10 square root of x. And then negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Square root of x times square root of x is x. Okay, a lot of you put square root of x squared, which is correct, but that reduces down to x. All right, combine your like terms, negative 10 square root of x and 3 square root of x, and you end up with 15 minus 7 square root of x minus 2x. Okay, you could have written these terms in any order you want. As long as all three of them are there, you've got a good answer. All right, solve this equation. Isolate the radical. It already is isolated. So cancel the radical. So we need to square both sides. All right, that's going to leave me with 2x plus 14. Then over here, you have to square a binomial, x plus 3 times x plus 3. This is a window pane. Okay, you can't just distribute the squared. So that's x times x, that's x squared, 3x, 3x, and 3 times 3 is 9. Combine your like terms in the middle and you get x squared plus 6x plus 9. Okay, this is a quadratic equation, so it's got to be equal to 0. So I'm going to move the 2x and the 14 over. So x squared plus 4x minus 5. Okay, one of the ways that we know how to solve a quadratic is by factoring. So that's x times x. All right, 5 is 1 and 5. That's the only option. And if we want a positive 4, that's going to be plus 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Okay, remember those are not the solutions. The solutions are what makes each one of these factors 0. So that's positive 1 and negative 5. Okay, but even those two aren't necessarily answers. We need to plug them back into the original problem and make sure they both work. So I'm going to use the calculator to help us out here. So I'm going to start with 1. All right, I'm going to do the square root of 2 times 1 plus 14. And I'm missing the 2. All right, so that gives me 4. And then if you look back, if I plug 1 in over here, 1 plus 3 is 4. So 4 does equal 4. 1's good. All right, let's try negative 5. So that's the square root of negative 5 times 2 plus 14, which is 2. All right, plug negative 5 in here. Negative 5 plus 3 is negative 2. Okay, that's not good. Positive 2 does not equal negative 2. So negative 5 is an extraneous solution. We have to throw that one out. And x equals 1 is the answer. All right, number 15. You want to start out by converting this into a radical form. We don't want to solve an equation when it's in rational exponent form. So that's just going to be the square root of x plus 6. All right, square root because of the 2 and then exponent of 1. Okay, so next step we need to isolate our radical, which means this 3 in front needs to be divided out. Okay, dividing because it was multiplied by the outside. So square root of x plus 6 equals 3. Okay, then we can finally cancel out the radical by squaring. X plus 6 equals 9, and solve for x. X equals 3. Okay, again, plug it back in. Make sure it works. Okay, so we're going to type in this left side into the calculator. So that's 3 parentheses 3 plus 6 to the 1/2, and it should equal 9, which it does. Equals to 9. So x equals 3 is the answer. All right, last one are these inverses of each other. So we have to do two different things here. You got to do f of g of x, and then if that works, you have to do g of f of x. All right, if both of them work, then the answer is yes. These are inverses. All right, so f of g of x. I'm going to take g and I'm going to plug it in for x in the f equation. So it'll look like this. 1/3 times 3x plus 18 minus 6. Okay, distribute the 1/3 1/3 times 3 cancels out, just x. 1/3 times 18, that's 6, minus 6, those cancel. And this is what you want to happen. You want it to reduce all down to just x. So since that one worked, now we have to do g of f of x. Okay, so I'm going to take my f function and I'm going to plug it in for x and the g. So it'll look like this. 3 times 1/3 x minus 6 plus 18. Okay, distribute your 3. 3 times 1/3 cancels, just x. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18 plus 18. Those two cancel out, leaving you with just x. Since they both reduce down to just x, the answer is yes.